Madayang nga adlaw, mabuhay at magandang araw, Davao Region. Hatid ng Presidential Communications Office, ito po ang kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas kung saan itinatampok ang mga nagawa at mga napagtagumpayan ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno sa administrasyon ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Rudolph Ian Alaman ng Philippine Information Agency Region 11 at makakasama niyo kami ngayong Miyerkules ng alas 9 ng umaga to our own online platform sa Philippine Information Agency Davao Region Facebook page at PIA Davao Region YouTube channel. Kaya't bagong lahat, i-follow at subscribe na ang aming social media pages at i-like and share ang live stream na ito. Sa unang episode ng ikalawang yugto ng kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas para sa taong 2025 na isinasagawa sa buong bansa na sabay-sabay ay tampok na naman natin ang Philippine Health Insurance Corporation o mas kilalang PhilHealth. So part 2 na po ito. No? So ang PhilHealth ay ang nagpapatupad ng National Health Insurance Program para sa kanyang miyembro at ito'y mapalawak dahil sa Universal Healthcare Law na sumasaklaw sa lahat ng Pilipino sa mga benepisyo ng PhilHealth. At ngayong umaga, marami na namang ibibigay ng mga updates, mga tagumpay o accomplishments, mga programa at proyekto ng PhilHealth para sa ating kababayan na nangangailangan ng tulong medikal. Kasama po natin ang PhilHealth Davao Region Vice President, PhilHealth Davao Region Vice President Attorney Harvey Carcedo. Magandang umaga RVP and salutations po sa PhilHealth sa inyong anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Maraming salamat po sir. Good morning po sa lahat. Good morning to everyone. No? Maraming salamat po at kami po ay napaunlakan para po mag-present sa inyo ng mga accomplishments po ng ating corporation or the PhilHealth Regional Office 11. Especially in the programs of the new programs and the increases in the benefits that has been implemented by PhilHealth Health Insurance Corporation. So good morning everyone, Madayaw, especially our media partners, PhilHealth members, and our health partners. We thank President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. through the Presidential Communications Office and Acting Secretary Cesar B. Chavez, the Philippine Information Agency, through Director General Catherine Chloe Di Castro, and the Regional Head, Sir Rene Carbayas, for this opportunity to discuss PhilHealth's programs and benefits on the kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Every February, the nation celebrates National Health Insurance Month. This annual observance highlights the importance of social health insurance in safeguarding the health and financial well-being of every Filipino. February 14th is also PhilHealth's 30th anniversary. And under the theme, PhilHealth at 30, Panatag Kami Dito, we reaffirm our commitment to improving the National Health Insurance Program. With the milestones achieved by our previous PCEO, Emmanuel Ledesma Jr., and under the leadership of our new President and CEO, Dr. Edwin Mercado, and yours truly, your PhilHealth Regional Office 11 will continue to advance the NHIP and the Universal Healthcare for All in Region 11. This National Health Insurance Month, we especially highlight the importance of social health insurance. It reminds us of PhilHealth's commitment to comprehensive health insurance, protecting Filipinos from the financial burdens of illness and hospitalization. Last year, we promised pinalawak at bagong benepisyo para sa mamayang Pilipino. Staying true to that promise, we have broadened our coverage, especially for marginalized sectors. Since our last kapihan in September 2024, we have launched 13 new and enhanced benefit packages for first, hemodialysis, which increased 144% in coverage, amounting to 6,350 for the 156 sessions annually. The Consulta Plus SDG package, the enhancement to the consulta benefit package and the inclusion of outpatient anti-tuberculosis or TB dots, malaria, HIV/AIDS, and animal bites. The dengue hemorrhagic fever in its severe condition, which increases to 194% in coverage. The COVID-19 inpatient benefits, the rates for adjustments for adults and children, the kidney transplantation, 44% to 249% increase in coverage for this gold standard treatment, including pre-transplant, transplant, and post-operative care. The ischemic heart disease or acute myocardial infarction, the coverage from 21,900 to 523,853. The peritoneal dialysis, which encourages peritoneal dialysis as a first-line treatment for end-stage renal disease, improving quality of life and mobility for SKD patients. Cataract extraction that expanded benefits amounting to 20,200 to 187,100 per eye from the 16,000 per eye. Importanteng malaman din ng ating mga miyembro ang mga bagong benepisyong PhilHealth na magagamit hindi lamang kapag na-confine pero kahit nagpapacheck up. Una nito is the outpatient emergency care. Covers urgent medical care not requiring 24-hour hospitalization in hospital ERs. Ngayon, sagot na ng PhilHealth ang sino mang itatakbo sa ER. The preventive oral health services, which integrated into the Consulta program, including exams, cleaning, fluoride varnish, and sealant root surface protection. Sa pamamagitan po nito, tutulong tayong maibalik ang matatamis na ngiti ng bawat Pilipino. The physical medicine, rehabilitation, and assistive devices covers services and devices like wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, and canes. The pediatric optometric services for children aged 0 to 15 covers assessment of eye and vision prescription glasses and follow-up. Following last year's 30% increase for over 9,000 case rates, we have implemented another 50% increase to provide even greater financial support to common illnesses and diseases. These transformative changes are not just enhancement benefits. They are about building stronger foundation for universal health care, prioritizing every Filipino's right to quality, equitable health care. As President Bongbong Marcos affirmed on January 16, hindi mababawasan ang serbisyo ng PhilHealth. Hindi mababawasan ang bayad ng PhilHealth sa insurance claims. In fact, baliktad, padadamihin pa namin ang serbisyong ibibigay ng PhilHealth. Palalakihin pa namin ang pagbayad ng insurance claims. We urge our partner providers and facilities to strictly implement the no co-payment policy for patients in basic and ward accommodations. As mandated by Section 9 of the Universal Healthcare and relevant PhilHealth circulars, ang ating mga miyembro ay hindi na dapat magbayad ng higit pa sa sakop ng PhilHealth para sa karaniwang pangangalaga at serbisyo. By adhering to the no co-payment policy and ensuring transparency, we leave no Filipino behind. Sa aming mga miyembro, patuloy po naming sinisiguro ang tuloy-tuloy na magagamit ang mga benepisyo ng PhilHealth. Siguraduhin ang inyong kalusugan, alamin ang inyong mga benepisyo, at gamitin ang inyong PhilHealth kung kinakailangan. We are focused on maintaining critical services, the inpatient care, the outpatient consultation, and preventive health programs, especially for those who need them most, minimizing the impact of any funding challenges. Tuloy-tuloy ang serbisyo, palalawigin pa ang benepisyo. In 2025, we will launch packages for diagnostic-related groups the comprehensive outpatient benefit packages, the Z benefit packages for health bulb surgery, children with disability, prostate cancer, cervical cancer, and open heart surgeries. Rationalized case rates for chemotherapy, the lung, liver, ovarian, and prostate, the diagnostic services, and enhanced Z benefits for prostate and cervical carcinoma. We are committed to partnering with healthcare providers by addressing payment delays and streamlining reimbursements. In January, our average claim processing time was reduced to 19 days, ensuring faster payments and continued patient access to quality care. From December 27, 2024 to January 25, 2025, PhilHealth paid hospitals 20.1 billion, a 38% increase from last year. Pro11 disbursed 928 million in timely payments for valid claims during the same period. At our January 10th stakeholders engagement event, representatives from various healthcare organizations, including the PHA, the PHAPI, PMA, the Philippine Dialysis Coalition of the Philippines, the Integrated Midwives Association of the Philippines, the Integrated Philippine Association of Optometrists Incorporated, and patient advocacy groups expressed appreciation for our improvements and strong support for our programs. Beyond expanding benefits, we have also streamlined several processes and policies, including eliminating the single period of confinement policy, which provides greater flexibility and more comprehensive coverage for members and their families. Recognizing the unique challenges solo parents face, we have extended coverage to them and their dependents as defined by the Foster Care Act of 2012. Coverage for foster children as qualified dependents, ensuring crucial healthcare access and alleviating financial burden on foster families. The active enforcement of no co-payment policy for patients in ward or basic accommodation so members fully benefit from their PhilHealth coverage and financial barriers to care are eliminated. Sagot ka ng PhilHealth. PhilHealth is your partner. We exist to ensure a healthy future for you and your loved ones. PhilHealth's doors are always open to all our partners and members. You may connect with us through these communication channels. Our hotline is 8662-2588. In Pro11, you may reach us through 295-2133 or local 6300 or 0945-401-138, our helpline. You can also request a callback through the following mobile numbers: 0998-857-2957, 0968-865-4670, 0917-127-5687, and 0917-11098. Just text PHIC callback space the mobile number to be called space the details of concern. We can also be accessed through click to call through www.philhealth.gov.ph. This service is available 24 hours. As we celebrate National Health Insurance Month, we urge all Filipinos to join us in promoting the importance of social health insurance and together to ensure everyone has access to necessary health care. Mayong buntag na natong tanan.
Okay, maraming salamat po at RVP Attorney Carcedo sa inyong napagandang accomplishment report, lalong-lalo sa pagpapaliwanag ng mga bago at enhanced programs ng PhilHealth para sa ating mamamayan. I remember, sabi mo po, last time, last September, you were part sa ating kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas, and ngayon po is this Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas is just one of the activities ngayong araw because we have for our kaibigan sa media, no, consulta registration and meron tayo first patient encounter. Can you tell us more about ano itong activity na sa ating kaibigan sa media?
Yes, actually, we in PhilHealth Regional Office 11, we annually conduct the media forum for our media partners. And this year, just to make it unique, because again, this is annually conducted, the media forum, we incorporated the new programs of PhilHealth, which is now the consulta registration. Not only consulta registration, but also the first patient encounter. Because when you also register, kasi ito yung bagong programa natin sa PhilHealth, ito PhilHealth Consulta. But for you to be fully able to benefit with these programs, you need to register, not only to register, but also to conduct the first patient encounter of all those members. Para malawak po yung ating activity ngayon, kaya po in-incorporate namin ito. Kaya this is the first time that we incorporated this kind of program po dito sa PhilHealth Regional Office 11.
Okay, so bago natin i-accommodate ang mga katanungan ating media partners who are here at the venue and those watching online, we have nais ko pong malaman updates galing sa PhilHealth and imbitahin po natin ang iba pang mga panauhin na tutulong sa pagsagot ng ating katanungan. We have Ma'am Jermaine M. Tan, the Head Local Health Insurance Office Davao, and Dr. Sukinasat natin din sa ating mga kapihan, si Dr. Marie Alexis Campanel, the OIC Healthcare Delivery and Management Division Concurrent Benefits Administration Section. Ang first po, parang alam po natin na naharap ngayon sa kontrobersya na naman ang PhilHealth gaya ng issue ng pondo at kakayahan nito sa pondohan po ng mga programa nito. Ano po ang tugon natin dito?
Yeah. Actually, no, alam naman po natin na even last year, meron na pong issue si PhilHealth regarding po sa pondo. We started with the transfer of the 90 billion. Ngayon is the zero subsidy na sinasabi po ay ini-issue against sa PhilHealth. But we would like to reassure everyone that regardless of this issue, hindi po maapektuhan ang programs ng PhilHealth. In fact, as you can see right now, the increase was already implemented. It really is an indicator that PhilHealth right now, despite those issues, are financially sound. So, mabibigay pa rin po yung benepisyo na kinakailangan ng ating mga miyembro. In fact, pinalawig pa yung mga benepisyo para sa ating mga miyembro sa PhilHealth. So, this is merely a reassurance to everyone, especially sa ating mga miyembro at sa ating mga taga-subaybay na tuloy-tuloy po ang serbisyo ng PhilHealth. In fact, pinapalawak pa po natin.
Okay, second question is, nabanggit naman ito sa inyong report upang bigyan din lang din at maliwanagan muli ang mga taga-Davao. Si Presidente Bongbong Marcos ay nagsabi na tuloy-tuloy ang programa ng PhilHealth datapwat palalawigin pa umano. Ano po ang maasahan ng mga taga-Davao Region sa sinasabing pinalawak na benepisyo?
Thank you. So, the populace of Davao Region could expect yung mga benepisyo ng PhilHealth. One is yung atin pong pinalawak at pinaunlad or amended na mga benefit packages which is happening naman across the board or nationally, yung ating increases in case rate and ating mga bagong mga benefit packages. So we remember that the benefit packages were increased in 2024 and early 2025. First in 2024, it was increased to 30%, and at the start of the year in 2025, it was increased to 50%. So, along with all other benefit packages naman po, may binigay na ng PhilHealth. So, for example, Consulta program is still there, and Consulta program is being strengthened in Regional Office 11 with all our partner facilities, especially po ating LGU sa Davao City, wherein diligent po ng ating mga RHUs kasi lahat po sila halos ay consulta facilities na. Other mga benepisyo ng PhilHealth that is very notable no, sa Davao Region is the implementation of the no balance billing policy. Through the leadership of our Regional Vice President, ang aming pong mga PCARES ay nakadeploy sa lahat ng mga hospital sa Davao Region, and they ensure that all of the Filipinos who are admitted to the basic accommodations in all our government facilities and even the private facilities are given no balance billing. So meron po tayong magandang feedback mechanism yan wherein our members could always report to PhilHealth if there are any infractions on the no balance billing policy.
Okay, may dagdag. So sa third question po, no, ano po ang sitwasyon noon o may data po po tayo sa mga common na mga sakit na siyang nagtulak sa PhilHealth na palawigin po ang benepisyo sa mga membro, lalo na sa Davao Region?
So as to the data, sir, no, sa mga sakit na in Davao Region, the top 10 diseases in 2024 are the following. So pinakamataas po yung ating pneumonia. Second ay ang ating dengue hemorrhagic fever. I'll just get my cheat sheet, no? So I will just read out yung top 10 po natin na common illnesses in Davao Region. Community-acquired pneumonia, dengue hemorrhagic fever, urinary tract infection, acute gastritis, bronchial asthma, hypertension, and of course, cerebral infarction or yung ating stroke. So, napakataas po ng numero ng mga sakit na ito sa Davao Region, and it is the same in all other regions in the country. That is why most of these diseases were given rationalized case rates. Rationalized case rates are not part of yung sinasabi natin across the board na 30% increase or 50% increase. They are given more than 100% increase because of the high burden of disease na meron po itong mga disease processes na ito.
Okay, ngayon bigyan natin panahon ang mga katanungan mula sa ilang nating mga media partners na baka mag-register din sila mamaya sa konsulta at merong first patient encounter. So, ang first na unang mangutana from BNA, Che Padito.
Good morning. Mayong buntag. I would just like to clarify, sir, no, 2025 naman ta karon. How much is the budget of PhilHealth for Region 11? Meron po bang designated or you will request that to the central office?
Actually, yung budget po talaga is pinopropose po yan ng PhilHealth Regional Office 11. Actually, I don't have the exact data right now because it is financial. No? Maybe we can request na lang from our financial officer so that we can give you later the budget that has been given to PhilHealth Regional Office 11 po.
Sir, I'll go with the data about the konsulta. Do we still have a problem? Kasi during the last time nung nagkapihan po tayo, we are having problems with the dissemination kung para maaghat ang mga katauhan to have the konsulta package. For this year po ba, ano po ba yung mga gagawin pa natin to strengthen this and for the media konsulta, so pwede pabigyan pa ng more details?
Yes, good morning. I'd like to answer that question, ma'am. For the konsulta implementation po, we are so happy that nag-increase na po ang ating mga partners, especially on the LGU side, no, on the provinces natin. In fact, nasa 1,062,000 na po ang ating registered beneficiaries in Region 11. And as of now, we have 133 accredited consulta providers, and majority of our consulta providers are LGU-managed facilities. And happy din po kami na marami na din po mga private facilities na accredited sa ating konsulta since we really acknowledge the fact na hindi kaya ng ating mga government facilities. And as to the first patient encounter naman po, of course, hindi lang po maging significant ang program if mag-stop lang po tayo sa registration. So, nasa 342,000 na po tayo on the registered beneficiaries na merong first patient encounter, which is mababa pa rin po, no? Compared doon sa ating registered na mga beneficiaries, nasa 32% pa lang po. So with that, one way of increasing our registered members and as well as yung availment ng mga benefits is having advocates. And one of these is yung mga media partners natin. That's why ito yung special na program ng ating kapihan this year that we incorporated our konsulta program. Meron tayong registration as well as we invited some of our accredited konsulta providers na nandito to provide the services mismo para sila mismo maka-avail ng services and they advocate the program. And another thing, we have strong partnership with our LGUs, no? most of our local health insurance offices in the different provinces have strong collaboration with our LGUs. We join the mga caravans natin sa different barangays and we bring the services of PhilHealth as well as consulta services in the different barangays.
Ma'am, do we have a data as to ilan po yung registered yung as to
Registered consulta beneficiaries. Nasa 1,062,000 na po tayo. That is 21% pa lang po compared to the 5.6 million na population po ng Region 11.
Okay, before we go to, I will call another member of our media, no? We are joined by our resource person, no? Additional resource person from PhilHealth. We have Dr. Jose Cleo Banyes, the head membership section, FOD. We have Attorney Mark G. Manabat, OIC collection section of FOD. And the legal head, Attorney Jesus Ceballos. Next, to ask question from Sansar Davao, si Rogin Patumbo.
Good morning. RD, na-mention mo ganina na naatay kading 13 na enhanced benefit packages and specifically kaning sa itong dengue hemorrhage fever. Can you specify sa itong mga services or any from our guests kay taas mo ang dengue cases sa region and then unsaon pag-avail sa ito ang mga beneficiaries and then unsaang mga ma-cover ano.
So thank you so much from the Healthcare Delivery Management Division. So for dengue hemorrhagic fever, the coverage rate has already been increased from 16,000 to 47,000. So when we talk about inpatient benefit packages such as that of the dengue hemorrhagic fever, lahat po ng coverage of care of the patient inside the facility is covered by the package. So that is the professional fee of the doctor, yung kanya pong pag-aalaga sa ER pa lang, pagpasok sa kanya sa kanyang room, and up to her discharge. So lahat po ng services na binigay sa pasyente, lahat ng medications na pinainom or in-inject sa pasyente ay nakakover na po ng package. Of course, including the room and board, the meals, kasali na po yun. So comprehensive po yung benefit sa inpatient packages.
Ma'am, kano sa nato ni siya start to implement?
Actually, the coverage for dengue hemorrhagic fever has been there since the start of the ACR coverages. So, pag-start po ng PhilHealth, nandyan na po ang dengue hemorrhagic fever coverage. Na-increase lang po siya to 47,000 pag-increase po this year.
So this year
Opo.
sa na-implement ng increase.
Yes.
Unsaon po pag-avail o unsaon po pag-determine that these patients po or kaning beneficiary nato is ma-under sila ani nga services?
So that is where the immediate eligibility comes in, no? And it PhilHealth makes it very easy for our members to avail. Kaya ang himuon lang gid sa pasyente, maato lang siya sa hospital, ug murag lain paminaw na og magka-dengue lang siya. Maka-avail na siya, ma'am. Actually, walay himuon ng pasyente, ang hospital ang mag-process tanan. So, when the hospital finds that the patient has dengue hemorrhagic fever, automatically the hospital processes everything. The patient only needs to present to the facility any valid ID that identifies that he is or she is the member. Tapos, yun na po, yung hospital na ang magpaprocess ng lahat po ng dokumento to PhilHealth. And then, what is very important to note is that kung kayo po ay na-admit sa isang hospital for whatever na disease process, not only dengue, immediate po yung pag-minus ng PhilHealth or pag-deduct ng PhilHealth benefit ninyo. Hindi po kayo, wala pong added process for the member. Diretso po ima-minus ng hospital.
I don't know if you have the data on you, pero I'm sure gonna contact. Sila na po ba ang ato ang mga beneficiaries na nag-avail sa ato ang dengue na package? Siguro from the implementation of the increase na.
Sige, so ma'am, we will just send you the data after this so that we would perform sa extraction on the requested details na lang po. We'll get back to you.
Second question po, RD, na-mention niyo mo ganina ang kaning no co-payment. Can you explain this? Is it like natay ito ba na siya na cases po or siguro kung other officials? Ito ba?
So for the no balance billing policy, this is one of the major one of the major advocacies of PhilHealth now, the no balance billing policy. So this is for all members of PhilHealth, no matter their membership category. So kahit po kayo ay may trabaho, kayo po ay eligible for the no balance billing policy. What is the criterion for you to avail of the no balance billing policy? If you are admitted po sa isang hospital wherein nasa basic po kayo na accommodation, meaning nasa ward po kayo. So, if nasa ward kayo, hindi kayo pumili ng specialist nyo na doktor, ang hospital ang nagbigay ng doktor nyo, then you are eligible to avail of the no balance billing policy.
Balik si Che.
Sorry, kailangan ako isang utana. Attorney Manabat. Sir, with regard to the delinquent employers, last November, we have 25.4 million na ginaapas. Kumusta na ang update, sir? And pila for this time na po ng atong apasan?
Thank you for the question. Good morning, everyone. Dun sa data natin last year, nakakollect na kami ng 3,972,481 pesos and 64 cents. Moreover, dun sa ating mga delinquent employers last year, although unfortunately nadagdagan tayo ng umabot na tayo ng 308, maganda naman po ang ating settlement, no, which is 117 na pumunta sa PhilHealth na nag-try mag-settle. Sa lahat po ng delinquencies natin, including yung mga first billing, umabot na tayo sa 142 million ng ating nabayaran ng ating mga employers with missed payments prior to 2024. Wala pa kaming data regarding sa delinquencies for January 2025 kasi nga extracted pa siya after the deadline. So wala pa kaming mabigay niyan. If you want, we can send you the data after. Pero with the delinquencies naman, medyo maganda naman ang prognosis kasi bumabayad naman talaga ang ating mga employers, no? With the effort of our LEOs na talagang nire-remind at binibigyan pansin talaga yung delinquencies ng ating mga employers.
How about cases filed, sir? Never na push?
Unfortunately, no. Meron na tayong ready na 41 na complaint affidavit na employers na talagang hindi talaga pumunta sa PhilHealth for settlement. So, within this quarter, yung 41 na yan would be, unfortunately, no, magagawan ng complaint affidavit at mapafilan na case sa court. So, again, it is the goal of the corporation to allow our employers to settle their accounts with us. But unfortunately, kung hindi talaga kayo pumupunta, or hindi talaga sila pumupunta sa amin, mapafilan talaga sila ng kaso, no? So,
magkano yung nila, sir, sa 41 na yun? How much are we offering for the amount?
I don't have the data on me right now, but I can give that to you po after this. Kasi naman po siya, madam, although may thresholds kami na amounts, kasi again, we cannot go after an employer na may 1,000 pesos lang na utang sa PhilHealth tapos kasuhan. But again, we can give you the actual data after this po. Thank you very much.
Okay, ang sunod mga utana, we have Ma'am Marcel Dasalya from Radyo Pilipinas.
Good morning. I just would like to ask, I know everyone is entitled to be a member of PhilHealth, and what if the member opted not to pay the monthly contribution? What will happen if ever she or he will be admitted? Can he or she still avail the benefits?
I'd like to answer that question, ma'am. Yun ang kagandahan ng ating Universal Healthcare Program. No? There's a big shift in our policy and availment. Prior the UHT kasi, ma'am, if you could remember, kailangan natin ng 3 months na premium contribution before tayo makapag-avail. But with UHT, kahit kulang yung premium contribution natin, or hindi pa tayo member sa PhilHealth, but if you want to avail, may magkasakit or ma-admit po, pwede po tayong mag-avail ng PhilHealth benefits with the immediate eligibility. As to the question naman po, kung ayaw ni member na magbayad po, meron po tayong responsibility as PhilHealth member. So, ang ginagawa po ng ating corporation, ni PhilHealth, although hindi natin siya hinihingi as requirement during availment, but meron po tayong team, what we call the PhilHealth Accounts Management Information Specialist. na siya yung pong nag-account ng ating mga premium contributions, and we will be sending off notices or billing notices not just to the employers, no? Nag-expand na po tayo sa mga migrant workers as well as our self-earning individuals. Bibigay na po tayo ng billing notices just to inform them kung ano yung kulang nilang contribution. And the members, no need to worry po kasi hindi na dapat nilang bayaran yung mga previous years, no? Nag-start lang po tayo kung kailan nag-start si UHC. So, ang bayaran lang po nila ng missed contribution is November 2019 to present quarter period. And with that, meron din po tayong policy on the UHC na law natin na pag hindi po natin binayaran, may karapatang penalty po tayo. But of course, especially our self-earning individuals, we're still recovering after the pandemic. So hindi po natin siya strictly ini-implement yung penalty. Of course, yung ating employed sector naman po is, even before, nag-start na po tayo ng penalty.
Thank you.
Okay, we have from Kadangpan, Carlo Dolio.
Good morning to our honorable and distinguished guests at this juncture, to the entire PhilHealth, and happy anniversary, PI. Would just like to have clarifications lang in terms of the availments sa PhilHealth. I'd just like to ask, with the age bracket, ano po ba yung kasagaran na natin naka-register ng mga members, especially to avail of the consulta package? What's the age bracket with the specifics po?
Okay po. Yun ang maganda, no? Because dati, ang clamor ng mga members, nagbabayad sila, but hindi sila makaka-avail. But with konsulta, kahit wala tayong condition, wala tayong sakit, we can avail or we can maximize our PhilHealth benefit. So, as to age bracket, wala pong pili. No? From newborn hanggang anong age tayo, walang sakit, well tayo, or meron tayong mga symptoms, we can visit our konsulta providers to avail of these services. So, meron po tayong consultation, and if the doctor says na meron tayong conditions na kailangan ng laboratory, then included po yan, pati yung mga selected medicines.
Any of you can answer the question with the significance of the many years na dito for 30 years na, just to be exact sa PhilHealth. What has the game changers that had been through despite many factors with struggles or with the agency, and how does it benefit din sa ating mga kababayan na naka-avail sa any package po, and especially na maraming tulong despite of the fact na maraming mga unavoidable circumstances.
Sige po. I think the very significant changes in our health system as a whole, no, is the shift ng ating program from curative, no? Dati, as mentioned earlier, na mafe-feel lang ng members ang PhilHealth kung na-hospital o may availment. But this time, nag-focus po tayo on preventive and curative. That's why pinalawak po natin ang ating konsulta package na even without sakit, no, pwede tayong mag-avail. The purpose naman po of konsulta package is to ensure na healthy lahat. So that's why hindi lang po registration. We encourage everyone na mag-first patient encounter because with the profiling, matulungan po tayo ng ating mga konsulta providers or mga doctors to assist you kung anong health lifestyle change ba or anong kailangan mo to ensure that you and your family are healthy po.
Okay, at this juncture, I'd like to thank Carlo Kadangpan, no, kasi nag-livestream din sila sa ating Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Sunod mga tana, si Ma'am Norma Pacheco, Mindanao Daily. Okay, dyan po sa...
Salamat po sa invitasyon. We are really blessed to have PhilHealth. Marami pong benefisyong tinatanggap ang kasambayanan. And what you have just mentioned about the 38% increase of this benefit, meron po ba tayong maitutok na reason behind that? Was there an increase of membership, or it was because of increased payment for it? At saka, just to also attest to all what you have been saying, na ang ganda po ng PhilHealth, kasi we were with Dole past few days, and Seventh-day Adventist Hospital affirmed how this PhilHealth has been such a help for their hospital. And even outreaches to indigenous groups and communities. Ang ganda po ng mga balita ng Seventh-day Adventist. Parang tinabunan nila lahat yung mga humors ng mga sabi-sabi dyan na wala nang silbi ang PhilHealth kasi they were really saying laging talagang ginagampanan pa rin po ng PhilHealth far and beyond what is expected. Kasi silang mga testimony doon. At napakagandang pakinggan po yun. Nasabi ko, hindi lang po kami magtatanong the visibilities and doabilities of what you guys are doing, pero just to affirm you, kudos to you po. Ang ganda po ng ginagawa ninyo kasi mismong presidente ng Seventh-day Adventist Hospital was saying, salamat sa PhilHealth. Ang dami nilang natutulungan. They have reached out so many beyond what they are expecting. Kasi sa tulong din nila. So, I don't know what to ask for more, but I think yung balik sa tanong, paano nangyari yung 38% increase? Thank you po.
Thank you so much, ma'am, no? And we are really glad that the services of PhilHealth are really felt, no? Especially in the hospitals, sa Seventh-day Adventist. And we as government worker po, public servant, we are really happy na may impact po talaga yung mga services po na ibinibigay ng PhilHealth. Now, going back to the question po of the reason, the rationale behind the increase of the coverage of PhilHealth from 30 to 50, ma'am, yes. This is in response actually of the clamor of the hospital as well as the members that there is already an inflation kasi during right now, and the previous rates of PhilHealth are matagal na po siya na na-implement at least years prior pa. So it is not responsive to the inflation rate right now. This is to give consideration to the hospitals in the management of care of the patients, and also to give the members higher benefits, especially right now na nag-increase po yung ating premiums, no? Kasi na-increase ang premiums, so dapat na-increase po din ang benefits or the availment of our members. That's why our president right now have implemented the increase of these coverages, not only the increase from 30 to 50, but also some other diseases na rationalized na increase more than 100% or 200% po. This is actually in response to the clamor of our members as well as our hospitals or the other stakeholders po.
Okay, next is from Philippine Daily Inquirer, Giselle Badilla.
Good morning po. Would like to know lang po, kunwari meron sariling HMO yung patient, no? Ano po ang dealing with the benefits offered ng PhilHealth? Tapos meron siyang HMO.
So, there is a specific way po no, sa pag-deduct ng benefit. So, when you're admitted and meron po kayong HMO, ang ginagawa po is ganito. First, i-deduct po yung ating mandatory discounts, which are, for example, you're a senior citizen or kung kayo po ay PWD, that's 20%. After the mandatory discounts, i-deduct po yung PhilHealth discount. And whatever is the balance from or the excess from the deduction of the mandatory discount and the PhilHealth discount, yun na po yung sasaluin ng inyong HMO.
Mas malaki yung deduction dapat ng PhilHealth than the HMO.
What will be deducted would be 20% from the total actual bill, which is from the mandatory discount if applicable. And then from PhilHealth, the corresponding package rate po.
Covered ng PhilHealth.
Na-covered po ng PhilHealth.
Yeah. It doesn't matter kunwari may bracket yung HMO na mas malaki siya compared sa benefits ng PhilHealth.
Hindi pa kasi naka-fix po yung PhilHealth na packages. For example, yung sinabi kanina, dengue hemorrhagic fever, nasa 47,000 na. So, ang ima-minus po for PhilHealth is the 47,000.
Second question, ilan na po yung you have record na paano ng consulta package so far?
For the consulta, for the registration,
For the region din po.
okay, for the registration, nasa 1,062,000 beneficiaries na po tayo, that's members and dependents. And nag-avail po ng first patient encounter is 342,000 as of December 2024 po, for Davao Region.
Okay, next mga tao na si Fred Saguran, Radyo Rapido.
Salamat, no? Siguro kanya ako ang pumunta na sinasahi niya. Meron kasi mga reklamo po na merong mga nagkasakit ng Kawasaki disease. Hindi ma-cover ng PhilHealth kasi daw wala sa kategory. Now, may nakausap ako kasi taga PhilHealth, sabi, susulatan nila ang PhilHealth Manila para i-address yung concern kasi walang competition. Now, para matulungan na lang din siguro ng PhilHealth, ginawa nila na ang sakit ay pneumonia. Kaya natulungan ng konti. Tanong ko lang kung kumusta na request namin. Kasi nakausap ko ron si Senador Angara at saka si Senador Ejercito. Sabi nila, pag-usapan daw nila pero natanggal, hindi na nanalo. So, parang nawala. Now, ang tanong ko, kumusta na kaya yung proposal namin na malagyan naman, mabigyan ng budget yung mga nagkakasakit ng Kawasaki disease?
Okay, thank you po, sir. Actually, the Kawasaki disease under the ICD code M30.3 is covered by PhilHealth. So, we would siguro ask which hospital po yung hindi nagpa-cover ng Kawasaki disease because in the PhilHealth, a list of ACR packages, nandun po yung Kawasaki disease.
Kasi ang nangyari niyan 2017, 2018, wala talaga. So, yun nga ang ano.
Sige po. To clarify po, no, Kawasaki disease is part of the coverage of PhilHealth. However, if there are instances wherein our members are hindered from availing of benefit packages of certain diseases na sinasabi po ng mga hospital na wala, you could check po sa aming website ano po yung covered namin. If hindi po kayo pina-avail, you could report that to PhilHealth Regional Office 11.
Okay. Ma'am, pangalawang tanong ko siguro, no? Wala ba tayong proposal for request review sa batas natin? Kasi parang pangit pakinggan na yung laboratory test, X-ray, hindi cover ng PhilHealth kung hindi ma-confine. No, kunti lang sakit, pero napabayaan dahil hindi mabayaran, hindi ma-laboratory kasi walang tulong sa PhilHealth. Hintayin pa natin para ma-hospital para matulungan ng PhilHealth. Now, hindi na sana aabot doon sa ma-admit kung matulungan ka agad sa laboratory pa lang. Anong take po ninyo dito mo?
Sir, actually, the X-ray po, no, is part of the Consulta program which is implemented in the early part of 2020.
Ano yung laboratory mo?
X-ray po, all of the laboratories, may 15 po na laboratories included na part of the Consulta program, which is in outpatient po na setting. So kahit po hindi kayo na-admit, kahit actually wala kayong sakit, you could avail if the doctor prescribed X-ray po sa inyo. However, if kayo po ay hindi na-prescribe ng doktor, for example, prep lang natin magpa-X-ray, hindi po yun ika-cover. However, pag prescribed by the doctor in the Consulta facility, you could always avail po of the X-ray and all other laboratories. Actually, sir, yung atin pong mammography and ultrasound is part na po of the Consulta package.
Bago lang yun, ma'am, kasi nagpag-consulta kasi ako, ma'am, November.
In a Consulta facility po ba iyon? Because in our Consulta facilities, 115 Consulta facilities all around Davao region, this is already implemented po.
Sa hospital dyan sa Vivada.
Sige. Anyway po, we would respond to complaints to facilities in a private, na lang po, sir, na siguro private avenue. You could report to us any infractions by the healthcare facilities.
Sige ba? Sige ba?
Dagdag ko na lang, sir. So, sir, this is an opportunity for you po. Nandito po ang ating team from different partners natin ng konsulta. Maybe you can consider them as your provider po na ating konsulta. So, pwede po tayo magpa-register and to avail of the services po.
Usually yung Kawasaki, di ba, sa mga bata yan sakit. Very costly siya na kasi labas ka agad ng pera to buy that medicine. Siya i-cover yung bata.
Actually po, as mentioned a while ago, Kawasaki disease is a viral disease. Also incurs a high economic burden if na-admit po yung bata. No? It is covered by PhilHealth since the existence of the ACR packages.
Okay, next mga tao, we have Juvet Espanyol from XFM.
Hello, good morning everyone. Katropang Juvet Palvex sa Davao. Ma'am, sir, good morning. Gusto ko lang po i-clarify itong no balance billing policy. Is it same with the no-co policy? Can you clarify it po? Thank you.
Yes po, it is similar to the no co-payment policy, yung no balance billing policy.
Similar.
Opo, kasi yung co-payment is usually ginagamit ng mga private facilities and other private organizations or private yung freestanding na mga facilities no as yung term to refer to the out of pocket. So para po yung no balance billing and no co-payment are yung referring to the no out of pocket ng patient.
Bali, ang mangyayari po niyan, pag private facility po, may out of the pocket yung patient and then no balance policy doon na mag-a-apply once na nakabayad na yung patient.
Actually po, yung no balance billing is the big umbrella that covers everything. Yun po yung pangalan ng policy, yung no balance billing. So if you are in a private facility, if you are in a basic accommodation, you're in a ward accommodation, no other extra amenities, you have availed of the doctor that was given by the hospital, you do not have any specialist, then you would not be balance billed. You will not be given a co-payment.
Kahit pa private facility
Yes po. If you are in a basic accommodation.
I see. How about po itong single period of confinement policy? Can you elaborate this po, ma'am?
Yes, before the single period of confinement policy has existed, and hindi lamang din ito sa PhilHealth, the principle of a single period confinement policy has been across all insurance corporations naman po. So the principle of a single period of confinement is that for a certain disease, for example, pneumonia, when you're admitted today, you would be waiting a 90-day window wherein you could be admitted for the same disease and be reimbursed. So if kayo po ay na-admit na within sa 90-day period, for example, admit ka ngayon, ma-admit ka again next month, you will not be covered noon po. But
eliminate na po ito.
it was eliminated. However, I would like to siguro discuss na yung ano yung wisdom behind that noon because this is also for quality assurance. Kasi supposedly, kung na-pneumonia ka ngayon, if you were treated well, dapat hindi ka nagka-pneumonia again. However, the single period of confinement policy was lifted because of the clamor of many patients.
But ano po yung mga considerations or paano po pag gaya ng sinabi niyo po, pag hindi tuluyang gumaling yung patient, pwede pa rin po yun.
Now po, the policy has been lifted already. So, pwede na pong ma-readmit for any disease po.
Kahit may negligence sa part ng patient, for example.
If the patient po is, paano ba yun?
Hindi niya tinuloy yung mga gamot and then nagkasakit ulit. Tapos, parang negligence sa part ng patient.
Yes po, any readmission is covered by PhilHealth.
Thank you so much po.
Okay, before we go to Ma'am Rose Ramos, may pahabol na pangutaan na si Giselle Gadilla of Philippine Daily.
Ma'am, two questions lang po. Hindi kasi nasama dun sa brochure, sa PR nyo. Kung meron, kasama ba yung mental health package? Do you have that?
Yes po, the mental health package was launched last year and we have contracted facilities na po for the mental health package.
In region?
In Region 11, yes.
Anybody can answer siguro, no? Anong comment nyo dun sa syntax law? Part, may dapat bang mapunta for the...
Actually, no, when it comes to the syntax law, it's part kasi ng universal healthcare that part of the syntax law should be given to PhilHealth as a subsidy. Yun po yung kinukuha yung subsidy. But it's really a technical discussion to discuss all of it because may syntax law pa tayo, may PCSO, and other agencies that should contribute to the cover of PhilHealth para mabigay po natin yung yung tama na yung programa o mapa-increase natin yung mga benefits ng PhilHealth. So when it comes to syntax law, part of it should be given to PhilHealth to finance the health coverage of or the programs of PhilHealth. Yun po yun siya.
And from Radyo 5, Ma'am Rosemary Ramos Lacuna.
Maing buntag sa tanan, maing buntag, and thank you for inviting us. Akong question regarding sa konsulta package kay daghamig madawat nga mga inquiry. Ang konsulta package, pwede ba daw tibuok pamilya, bisan ang bata, bag-o pa na tao? Una nga question. Ikaduha, tanan ba daw nga mga laboratory request, pwede ba daw iagi sa konsulta package? Even the medicine sa mga ni-avail sa consulta package. Attorney Harvey, sir.
Yes po. So, the consulta package now is the primary care arm of PhilHealth. So, one of the principles of guiding principles of consulta is the coverage of all of the members of the family. Even yung ating newborn po hanggang sa yung pinakamatanda. Part of the consulta also are consulta services are consultation and laboratory tests. So 15 po na laboratories are part of the consulta package. So I would read out po yung ating mga part na packages. Yung CBC with platelet count, urinalysis, fecalysis, fetal microscopy, fecal occult blood, pap smear, ating lipid profile, fasting blood sugar, ang ating OGTT or oral glucose tolerance test, ang ating ECG, chest x-ray, creatinine, HbA1c, mammography, and ultrasound. Together with other medications po, na 21 medicines, most common medicines po na ginagamit sa primary care, yung para sa ating hypertension, sa ating yung ating mga antibiotics are part of the consulta program. If it is prescribed by the doctor who has seen you in the primary care facility wherein you are enrolled, kayo po ay makaka-avail and makukuha niyo po lahat ng benepisyo na yon, bata man po o matanda.
Okay. Halimbawa, gikan siya sa lain nga region. From Cagayan, mag-transfer sa Region 12. Kinahanglan pa ba daw siya, narehistro siya sa Cagayan, mo transfer siya sa Davao Region, Region 11? Pwede ba daw rehistro ba daw siya usab, nga narehistro na siya sa lain nga region?
So the enrollment for the consulta program is patient yun ang ginatagaan na prime, ma'am, no? Kung asa gusto ang pasyente magpa-enroll. So kung ibutang na taga Region 12 ka o gusto kang ang imong provider diri sa 11, pwede man diri ka magpa-enroll. However, if enrolled na ka dito, pwede lang ka mo change of provider on the last quarter. Tama ba man yun sa last quarter? Or if nag-close ang facility na asa ka gikan, or kung pa ba itong laing mga circumstances namin na nag-close ang facility or nag-close ang facility.
Last question na lang, ma'am. Narehistro pero wala siya nahitabo ang first patient encounter.
If wala po nahitabo ang FPE, pwede na siya mag-transfer man po.
Ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, maraming salamat sa ating mga media partners from Philippine News Agency, Kadangpan Live, Mindanao Times, Sansar Davao, Radyo Pilipinas, Philippine Daily Inquirer, Bombo Radio, Newsport, GMA Network, XFM, Mindanao News, Mindanao Daily, Radyo 5, True FM, SMNI, Manila Bulletin, Radyo Rapido, TV5, ang atong mga kauban sa media, also, aside from PhilHealth, they can also avail registration service at the DICT 11 eGovPH Super App. Diyan po sa may door, malapit sa door, meron po booth dyan ating DICT, eGov Super App. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga officials, no, sa inyong presensya at paghatid ng mahalagang at wasto at napapanahong impormasyon sa ating publiko. Malaking tulong ang mga programa at mga benepisyo na ibibigay ng PhilHealth sa ating mga Pilipino. Simula nung ito'y tinawag pa na Medicare, marami itong natulungan sa larangan ng health insurance sa makasapi nito. At lalo na ngayon na sa pagpapatupad ng universal healthcare coverage, mas lalong pinaigting ang pagpursige ng PhilHealth na ma-enroll ang mga Pilipino. Expanded coverage, improve and expanded benefits. Ang mandato ng PhilHealth ay tumutulak sa ahensya na magsumikap upang matupad ang kanyang adhikain, ang matulungan ng bawat Pilipino sa kinakailangan niya sa medical at pangkalusugan. Sa pamumuno ng Department of Health, Secretary Teodoro Ted Herbosa, PhilHealth President and CEO Dr. Edwin M. Mercado, sa mga bumubuo ng PhilHealth Davao Office, sa ating mga media partners on-site and online, at sa Department of Information and Communication Technology Region 11 sa muli partnership sa pagsisiguro ng ating Wi-Fi connection tuwing kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa inyong support at kooperasyon. Sa ngalan ng aming Presidential Communications Office, Secretary Cesar Chavez at aming BIA Director General Catherine Chloe De Castro at buong pwersa ng Philippine Information 11, sa aming regional head, si Sir Rene Carbayos, nandito po siya ngayon. Ito po si Rudolph Ian Alama, magandang araw at ating itaguyod ang Bagong Pilipinas, Amping Davao.